So, as a driver, it is very important to communicate with other teams constantly. So, whether that is a couple rounds before your match or right after you're about to go in, it is always good to have good communication throughout the whole field. So, if you have better communication with other teams, you're going to have better drive rounds. You're going to be able to maneuver the field better. For example, if you say that you're going to go to the middle of the field, pick up a couple balls, and go and shoot them, but the other team also thinks that they're going to do that, that's not going to work. You're going to end up having jams. You could run into other robots and end up breaking. So if you have good communications with other teams, it'll help you maneuver the field better as well as get better results and be more accurate in your.
It's important to communicate with other teams because if you know each other's weaknesses and strengths, you can come up with a good plan.
If you don't communicate with your alliance when you're making a driving strategy, then you won't know what to do, and your teammate won't know what to do, and then you'll just end up not having any plan. And in this game in particular, you really need to know what you're doing, because if you aren't together and as one whole, then you aren't able to pass and you aren't able to score. And if you don't communicate well, then you won't be able to play the game.
It's good to talk with other teams because if you don't, you could work against each other and then your robot not work correctly. And if you don't talk together, then your robot just won't work so great.
So I think being able to collaborate with other teams and other people is actually a huge advantage, because being able to know what the other team is going to do, being able to find out the best strategy, or being able to fix a problem when working together, it can change a whole lot. Instead of just having the same simple idea, you can think of something even better.
I think we need to communicate with other teams because since we're first beginners, then we can learn a lot from the older and teams, and like maybe they can teach us something about their robot that we don't know.
It's important to talk to other teams so that way you can strategize, or you can know what they're planning to do and they can know what you're planning to do, so that way you can get the best score possible and you can just work better than just not knowing what to do with like you and them, and you could be doing something completely different, which could just make things worse in general.
When it comes to talking with other teams, it's important to share our ideas respectfully and let them share. It is important to talk with other teams because you want to learn more and you want to not fight. You want to get to know each other.
Communicating with other teams is a really good experience and helps us not only get insight on the future match, but it also helps us learn their strengths and weaknesses. For example, if they might be good at scoring the lower balls and we might be good at scoring the higher balls, we can use that to our advantage. Also, it can help our team learn from their mistakes. For example, we can learn how they are able to shoot lower balls better, or how their intake is faster, and use that to improve our own robot.
It's important to talk to other teams and strategize because everybody wants a good score and you just want to make sure you're set, and if you don't talk then the match could go wrong and you don't know what you're doing. You can also while you're talking you can be open to new ideas and like um, suggest, don't be demanding and stuff.
It's important to, as a competition manager, to communicate with other teams, because throughout the tournament you're going to have multiple alliances, and you want to find a time where you and that team can practice your match and that you know the other team's strengths and weaknesses. And it's just really important to find that time so that way there is clear communication and that you're not missing the chance to have an awesome match.
It's important to talk with other teams because if you don't know what they're saying, you don't know what they're thinking of, so you might mess up the robot.